Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Friday. It's June 6th, and it's 3:15 in the a.m. I want to share my 2 cents, and please believe that's about all I have to spare on a couple of subjects. One, I told you that you cannot have two narcissists running things. And I use the term narcissist loosely because, one, as much as I work in the mental health field, I have no real medical acumen behind me. I know it's a generally accepted term these days and it's thrown around, but I think the word applies when you're talking about number 47 and Elon. So now they're having an ugly slap fight for the whole world to see, jockeying for positions of power. It's kind of funny to see these two go at it. I know you are, but what am I kind of fight. I want to say that most of the information that's coming out is not a surprise for many of us. And the vindictiveness, if folks don't see anything else, please look at the childishness in this fight and what's being dragged out. You know, let's tell the whole truth. Let's not the whole, pardon the phrase, trump cards. You know, let's shut some people up with the truth. Not arm them with, again, here's this word, gaslighting. So that's all I have to say about that, but a lot more is going to come out as the pettiness grows. These pretend soldiers are just ugly, and I'm not even concerned about these two because these two, we already knew who they were. It's the people who are behind the lies and shoring up these lies and deceit, and the people who vote for them, knowing full well now, seeing what they're seeing. You know, that's like, there's this scene in one of the Monty Python movies where a man in full armor is getting like body parts amputated in battle, and he's saying it's only a flesh wound. Think about that. Okay, the next story that I stumbled across is the Brian McKnight story. Brian McKnight was estranged from his son, Nico. Now, at one point in time, he was performing with his two sons, who are very talented musicians. The family is musical. But he was estranged from the son, Nico, who was diagnosed with cancer and eventually passed away. And he passed away without ever mending that relationship. And people have condemned him and written him up. You guys don't know the story. I'm not saying that the situation was okay, but you guys don't know the story. So stop making up things and let this family, or what's left of this family, heal. You know, everybody has an opinion, including me. That's why I'm even talking on it. But let this family heal. That's my opinion on this. Third thing is the Diddy trial. And please, I'm old enough where let me stop saying Diddy. The man's name is Sean Combs. The Combs trial. There is another person who has come forward that has been acknowledged as a girlfriend whose story parallels the story that Cassie provided. You can't dispute that. Now, there are a whole bunch of other celebrity names thrown into this mix. And I don't doubt there were celebrities at the various parties because Sean Combs was known for his lavish parties. But that being said, that does not give folks, again, the permission to throw names or logs on this fire without valid information. And if you have valid information, then you have an obligation to say what you know. You know, stop hiding behind celebrity and be a human being. Now, that's easy for me to say because I don't have a nickel in this dime. And that's part of the problem. People have investments. And I'm using this term again, in the contract of depravity. I want us to think about just how far we've stepped away from civility. How far we've stepped away from God. Now, we want to holler about Christianity, but isn't the first part of that word Christ? What is your understanding of the nature of Christ? Because some of the things, I won't say now, a lot of the things that we are accepting is not Christ. Some of the things that we are embracing is not love. And you know how I know this? Lust has an expiration date. That part. And see, when we hear people say, I've fallen out of the love, or we have irreconcilable differences, a conscious uncoupling, you have to ask, why was there a connection in the first place? Then you have to ask, where did the separation begin? And I'm willing to go out on a limb here and say that things break down because pride is involved. And pride won't let you hear. Pride makes you think more highly of yourself than you ought. And if you understand anything about this thing that's called Christianity, you will understand that the separation of church and state, if you will, happened as a result of pride. And a third of the people or the spirits or the entities that at one time were praising God followed the lead, the word, the pull, the draw, the attraction of a false god. Now, you can read that for yourself. So, now I'm going to another movie line. So it is written, so it is said. Think about it.